Back in 2014, the NBA announced that the Oklahoma City Thunder superstar forward Kevin Durant won the league's top individual honor, the MVP award, for the first time in his career. Durant led the league in scoring with an average of 32 points per game and also contributed 7 rebounds, 5 assists, over 1 steal, and nearly 1 block per game. He also held an impressive shooting percentage, hitting over 50% of his shots from the field and 39% from behind the three-point line. And one of the highlights of his season was a streak of 41 games where he scored at least 25 points, the third longest streak in NBA history, only behind Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson. Many have since claimed that Kevin Durant deserved a lot more MVP awards than he currently has, but just how good was he during his MVP run? Well, for starters, his incredible performances in 2014 helped Durant take the MVP title away from Miami's Heat LeBron James, who had won it in the previous 2 seasons and 4 out of the last 5 years. But by the All-Star break, it was clear that the MVP race had narrowed down to Durant and James as they were standout players in the league. Despite another stellar season from LeBron, KD managed to edge ahead towards the end of the season. One significant factor that likely influenced voters was that Durant's team finished with a 5-game lead in the overall standings, which may have swayed those who were undecided. And by early April, LeBron James realized that the MVP award was slipping away from him, and Michael Wallace of ESPN shared comments from the Heat star who did acknowledge that Durant had been the most consistent MVP contender during the 2014 season and said it would be great if he would won the trophy. LeBron stated that, "I think KD has had one heck of a season, and if he's awarded with the MVP, it would be great. It would be awesome for him and for his family. He played MVP type basketball, and I don't really get caught up in what people say, and at the end of the day, they have their own votes, and they will go from there." Durant and James ended up as the top 2 players in 3 key advanced stats. Durant and James ended up as the top 2 players in 3 key advanced stats calculated by ESPN: player efficiency rating, value added, and estimated wins added. Durant edged out James in all 3 categories. Kevin Durant also won the league scoring title for the 4th time, doing so by nearly a 5-point margin, and according to ESPN, this margin was the 3rd highest since 1970. During the 2014 season, Durant had several true unforgettable games. One of his best performances came on January 17th against the Golden State Warriors, and that night Durant was unstoppable, scoring a career-high 54 points, and he shot 19 of 28 from the field, 5 of 9 from three-point range, and added 6 rebounds and 4 assists, and his scoring outburst led the Thunder to a 127-121 victory, leaving watchers in absolute awe. Then KD's versatility was on full display on January 29th against the Miami Heat. In a highly anticipated matchup against LeBron James, Durant scored 33 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and handed out 5 assists. His all-around game led the Thunder to a convincing 112-95 win, and people were really standing up and taking notice at this point. But it doesn't end there, because another great game was on April 4th against the Houston Rockets, where Durant scored 42 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, and dished out 4 assists. He was also incredibly efficient, shooting 12 of 22 from the field and 14 of 15 from the free throw line. Now, this performance was crucial in a tight contested game, helping the Thunder secure a 111-107 win. And on March 21st, Durant faced the Toronto Raptors, delivering a stunning performance in a double overtime thriller. He scored 51 points, hitting 15 of 32 from the field and 7 of 12 from behind the arc, and he also contributed 12 rebounds and 7 assists, leading the Thunder to a dramatic 119-118 victory. And Durant's clutch 3-pointer in the final seconds of the second overtime sealed the win and cemented his status as one of the league's most clutch performers. His playoff performances during the 2013-14 season were just as impressive as the regular season, showcasing his ability to elevate his game when it mattered the most. In the first round against the Memphis Grizzlies, Durant faced a tough physical defense. Despite the challenge, he delivered several clutch performances. One standout game was Game 1, where he scored 33 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and dished out 7 assists, leading the Thunder to a 186 victory. Throughout the series, Durant was on demon time and helped the Thunder win the series in 7 games. The second round pitted the Thunder against the Los Angeles Clippers, a team known for its explosive offense. And Durant rose to the occasion, especially in Game 6, where he scored 39 points, collected 16 rebounds, and provided 5 assists. This crucial performance helped the Thunder clinch the series with a 104-98 win, sending them to the Western Conference Finals. In the Western Conference Finals, Durant faced off against the San Antonio Spurs, a seasoned and well-coached team. Despite the Thunder eventually losing the series in 6 games, Durant had several noteworthy performances. In Game 5, he scored 25 points and added 10 rebounds, doing everything he could to keep the Thunder in the game. And his relentless effort and determination were pretty obvious throughout the series. even as the Spurs' balanced attack proved to be too much to overcome. That year, Kevin Durant was undoubtedly the best scorer in the world, as he averaged a career-high 32 points per game and won his 4th scoring title in 5 years. Even though he had to take on more responsibility while Russell Westbrook recovered from his knee surgeries, Durant's shooting efficiency remained remarkable. He averaged a career-high 21 shot attempts per game, yet still shot 50% from the field, 40% from three-point range, and 87% from the free throw line. And one of the most impressive things about Durant's season was his unselfish play. He didn't try to do it all himself, but continued to set up his teammates, as he averaged a career-high 5.5 assists per game, marking the 3rd straight season he improved in this area. Durant's playmaking made the Thunder tougher to defend, and if teams tried to guard him one-on-one, he would score easily. If they focused on stopping him, he would find the open teammate with his passes. And defensively, Durant had one of his best seasons despite some inconsistencies. He showed significant improvement in staying with and stopping his man. According to Synergy Sports data, Durant used his footwork and length to limit opponents to 0.66 points per possession on isolations and held them to 27% shooting in those situations, a notable improvement from the previous year. However, though, Durant struggled off the ball, often getting caught ball watching or losing his man, and his blocked shots per game dropped from 105 to 59, indicating some defensive struggles. Nevertheless, Durant made significant strides in shedding his reputation as a poor defender. And when he took home the MVP award, his speech was something to behold. At the beginning of the award ceremony, when Kevin Durant was announced as the MVP, the tall, skinny, 6'10" forward stood up and walked towards the podium. And he started his speech by admitting, "I'm usually good at talking, but today I'm a little nervous." Durant then opened up about his background, sharing his stories of growing up and his dreams of becoming a coach in a recreational league to help kids. He then confessed that he never thought he would make it to college, the NBA, or win the MVP award. And he said, "So many people believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." Durant emphasized the importance of support, saying when you got people behind you, you can do whatever. He then shared how Caron Butler, who had recently joined the Oklahoma City Thunder, left a note in his locker that read, "KD MVP." Durant also spoke fondly about his teammate Russell Westbrook, calling him an emotional guy who would run through a wall for me, and expressing his gratitude for their bond. And with tears welling up in his eyes, Durant then turned his attention to his mother, who was in the audience, and said, "I don't think you know what you did," and it felt like as if he was speaking directly to her. And Durant continued to remind her of the hardships they face, saying that the odds were stacked against us, single parents with 2 boys by the time you were 21. And then he continued with the most memorable part of the speech.
"We wasn't supposed to be here. You made us believe. You kept us off the street. You put clothes on our backs, food on the table. When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You're the real MVP."